Welcome, brave history seekers, to a journey through time. Today, we uncover a dark truth. Many believe the fall of Rome was history's greatest disaster, but they are entirely wrong. Long before Rome, a brilliant global network of golden empires thrived, ruling the ancient world. Then, in less than 50 years, every magnificent palace burned to the ground, lost forever. What apocalyptic force wiped out the mighty Bronze Age civilizations? Let us find out now. In the tragic year 1200 BC, the ancient world basked in a magnificent golden age. The very first global economy flourished, connecting distant and powerful empires together. Brave merchants sailed the deep blue Mediterranean, carrying precious copper and heavy tin. These vital metals were the absolute lifeblood of every great ancient civilization then. Gleaming bronze forged their most lethal weapons, built their massive stone cities, and secured their immense wealth. Peace and prosperity seemed truly eternal under the bright Mediterranean sun. Yet, this deeply interconnected world was far more fragile than anyone could ever imagine. Suddenly, the rhythmic heartbeat of global trade stopped, and the terrifying nightmare began. Our first tragic victim was the glorious Mycenaean civilization of ancient Greece. They were fierce warriors and brilliant architects who built massive stone palaces of power. Their legendary kings ruled from magnificent high fortresses, draped in heavy bronze and gold. But without any warning, a catastrophic wave of destruction swept across their fertile lands. Massive Cyclopean walls, once thought completely impenetrable, were violently breached and crushed. The magnificent palaces of Mycenae erupted into towering pillars of scorching fire. Great kings who once commanded vast armies were now reduced to begging in the burning ashes. Elite warriors in heavy armor collapsed, utterly defeated by an unknown, ruthless foe. Some modern scholars suggest this swift downfall was driven by violent internal rebellions. Oppressed peasants, starved and exhausted, may have finally risen up to vanquish their cruel kings. The grand palace centers burned so fiercely that the clay administrative tablets were baked hard. Tragically, their complex Linear B writing system was completely lost to the roaring flames. The surviving population scattered in absolute terror, leaving their ancestral homes behind. Centuries of extraordinary cultural progress were brutally erased in just a few short years. Ancient Greece rapidly descended into a bleak and unforgiving dark age lasting 4 centuries. The once bustling, majestic trade ports were now silent, filled only with the chilling wind and falling ash. How could such a highly advanced and militaristic society simply vanish from the earth? Did their excessive reliance on imported metals blind them to the rotting core of their state? Clear evidence proves that almost every major Greek city was violently destroyed back then. The devastating shockwave of this collapse rippled outward, crossing the dark and stormy sea. It soon reached the mighty shores of Anatolia, seeking an even greater and stronger victim. If your entire world suddenly started fiercely burning around you, would you fight or simply flee? The dark nightmare now consumed the mighty Hittite Empire, Egypt's greatest and oldest rival. They possessed an unstoppable military machine, famous for their deadly heavy war chariots. Their supreme kings ruled over the vast and rocky Anatolian plateau with an iron fist. But their terrifying downfall did not come from a clash of swords or a foreign invasion. According to ancient records, a severe and unrelenting drought cursed their once fertile lands. For many agonizing years, the scorching sun baked the earth until the soil cracked and rivers ran dry. Golden fields of wheat turned into desolate wastelands, sparking a devastating mass famine. Desperate Hittite kings sent urgent pleas to Egypt, begging for life-saving shipments of grain. But the global trade network was already fracturing, and the vital food supplies never arrived. Hunger destroyed the empire from within, stripping away their formidable military strength. Weakened, starving soldiers could no longer lift their heavy bronze shields or defend the vast empire borders. Countless desperate refugees wandered blindly through blinding dust storms, searching for food and water. The once invincible Hittite army dissolved into a weak, exhausted, and fractured shadow. Then, the ultimate tragedy struck Hattusa, their impregnable and majestic mountain capital. The magnificent grand city of stone was abandoned, left to the mercy of blowing desert sands. No massive conquering army marched through its lion gates. It simply died from a broken, starved heart. Royal archives were left behind in the dust, marking the silent end of an ancient superpower. The truly crucial northern trade routes for tin and copper were permanently severed and destroyed. This catastrophic failure triggered a deadly domino effect across the entire ancient world. Without Hittite protection, the vital overland supply chains collapsed into total anarchy. Vicious bandits and ruthless raiders freely roamed the once safe and highly prosperous merchant highways. The complex web of global diplomacy and treaties shattered into 1 million broken pieces. A massive power vacuum emerged, leaving the surviving coastal cities completely exposed. We often believe that supreme military strength guarantees a nation's eternal survival. Yet the Hittites clearly proved that even the strongest swords are useless against a starving stomach. Nature itself had turned against them, weaponizing the climate to erase their proud legacy. The great kings of Anatolia became nothing more than forgotten whispers in the desert wind. Their glorious, massive empire, which once challenged the pharaohs, simply ceased to exist anymore. As Hattusa fell silent, the apocalyptic storm clouds gathered over the wealthy Levant coast. If nature weaponized the climate against us today, how long would our modern cities survive? Now we turn to the grand finalists, the vibrant and wealthy coastal cities of the Levant. Among them stood Ugarit, the shining jewel of the late Bronze Age globalized economy. Ugarit was a bustling metropolis of immense wealth, luxurious trade, and vibrant culture. King Hammurabi ruled over a majestic port city filled with precious Tyrian purple silk. Merchants from Egypt, Cyprus, and Babylon met in its crowded markets to exchange their goods. But as the Hittite Empire collapsed to the north, Ugarit found itself horribly isolated. The protective umbrella of allied armies was gone, leaving this rich city totally defenseless. Fear poisoned the city streets as terrifying rumors arrived from across the dark ocean waves. The royal scribes of Ugarit desperately carved frantic messages onto wet clay tablets then. Historical records reveal one of the most haunting distress calls ever written by mankind. King Hammurabi pleaded with the king of Cyprus, writing with trembling hands and sheer terror. He wrote, "My father, the enemy ships came. My cities were burned, and they did terrible evil. Does not my royal father know that all my troops and chariots are stationed in the distant land? The country is abandoned to itself. Know this, the terrifying enemy ships are already here." Before this desperate plea could even be fired in the kiln, the ruthless invaders attacked. The great coastal city of Ugarit was completely engulfed in a raging sea of roaring fire. Its luxurious storehouses and ancient grand temples were violently smashed and burned to the ground. Wealthy citizens ran blindly screaming through the burning streets, their colorful robes torn and scorched. The proud king Hammurabi fell to his knees in the burning ruins, his great kingdom destroyed. Everything that made Ugarit the center of global trade was violently crushed into white ash. The vibrant metropolis was wiped off the map, never to be rebuilt or inhabited again. Stark evidence reveals a thick destruction layer of ash covering the entire ruined city. This was not a simple conquest, it was the absolute annihilation of an entire way of life. Ugarit's fall completely severed the last vital artery of Mediterranean sea trade. When the commercial centers died, the Bronze Age heartbeat finally flatlined and faded away. We are now witnessing the horrifying climax, the ultimate winner of this dark apocalypse. This tragic global collapse was not caused by just one single disaster, but by a perfect storm. Devastating earthquakes shattered the ancient walls, while severe climate change sparked unending droughts. Famine triggered violent revolts, destroying the delicate political structures from the inside. But the fatal flaw was their hyper-connected network, heavily dependent on fragile sea trade. When one vital link broke, the entire complex system violently collapsed like a house of cards. They had specialized too much, losing the critical ability to survive completely on their own. And when the weakened empires finally fell to their knees, the ultimate blow emerged from the sea. A mysterious and unstoppable force sailed from the horizon, leaving tragic ruin far behind. They were known only as the Sea Peoples, terrifying phantoms who vanquished without any mercy. Who were these mysterious invaders arriving on ships with strange bird head decorations? They left no written records behind, only a massive, brutal trail of endless ruin and scorched earth. Were they purely vicious pirates or desperate refugees fleeing their own climate disasters? Historians still fiercely debate their exact origins and their ultimate destination. Their dark shadows stretched across the burning, sandy beaches of the Mediterranean Sea. Armed with sharp swords and horned helmets, they easily decimated anyone standing in their way. The truly majestic temples and rich palaces fell like dominoes beneath their crushing blows. Even the mighty pharaohs of Egypt barely survived this terrifying onslaught of violence. Egypt fiercely fought them off, but the highly glorious Bronze Age was already dead and buried. The complex networks of global commerce were entirely shattered into useless fragments. Humanity plunged deep into a dark age, losing critical knowledge of arts and writing. Monumental stone architecture completely ceased, and the grand ancient empires faded into myth. Surviving populations scattered across the ruined landscapes, living in absolute poverty. It took centuries for human civilization to rebuild its heavily broken foundation. The catastrophic downfall of the late Bronze Age remains a haunting historical warning. When a society becomes too specialized and interconnected, it invites total disaster. We truly must learn from these fallen ancient kings before our own magnificent world burns down. The Bronze Age collapse proves that extreme global reliance breeds absolute vulnerability. Could our modern, hyper-connected world face a similar sudden doom? Share your thoughts below. If you greatly enjoyed this dark journey, please like, share, and subscribe for more epic history.